Welcome to a world where gardens buzz with activity, a world of pollinators. These tireless workers, from the tiniest bees to the most vibrant butterflies and the chirpiest birds, are the unsung heroes of our ecosystem. They are the silent yet essential lifelines that keep our planet blooming, our fruits ripening, and our food chain thriving. This is a world where the smallest flutter can make the biggest difference. Stay with us as we delve into the art of creating pollinator-friendly gardens. Pollinators play an essential role in our ecosystem and our lives. These tireless workers, including bees, butterflies, birds, and even bats, are the unsung heroes of our food chain. They're responsible for assisting over 80% of the world's flowering plants to reproduce. Without them, our everyday landscape would be vastly different. Fewer flowers, fewer fruits. But it's not just about the beauty of our surroundings. Pollinators are key to the variety in our diets. They help to pollinate fruits, vegetables, and nuts, contributing to 1 out of every 3 bites of food we eat. Imagine a world without strawberries, almonds, or tomatoes. And it's not just our food supply that's at stake. Many species, from birds to mammals, depend on the seeds, fruits, and foliage that result from pollination. In essence, pollinators are the lifeblood of our ecosystem. Without these tireless workers, our plates and our world would look very different. Creating a garden that attracts pollinators need not be a daunting task. In fact, it's a delightful journey that marries creativity with nature's magic. Let's explore how you can transform your backyard into a thriving sanctuary for bees, butterflies, and birds. Firstly, consider the plants. Native plants are the MVPs of a pollinator garden. Being indigenous to your region, they are naturally equipped to attract local pollinators. From the dainty clusters of milkweed to the vibrant hues of coneflowers, native plants add charm to your garden while catering to the dietary needs of pollinators. Now imagine a weary butterfly on a hot summer day. What could be more refreshing than a sip of water? Providing water sources like a bird bath or a shallow dish with pebbles offers a welcome pit stop for these tireless workers. Just remember to keep the water fresh to prevent the breeding of mosquitoes. Next, let's talk about shelter. Pollinators need safe spaces for nesting and protection. A pile of rocks, a patch of tall grass, or an old log can serve as perfect havens for these creatures. And if you're feeling adventurous, why not build a bee hotel? It's a fun DIY project that adds a unique element to your garden while providing a cozy home for solitary bees. The beauty of designing a pollinator garden lies not just in its visual appeal, but also in its dynamic nature. As the seasons change, so does the garden. It's a living, breathing ecosystem that evolves, offering a continuous spectacle of nature's wonders right in your backyard. Incorporating these elements into your garden design fosters a nurturing environment for pollinators. It's about creating a symbiotic relationship where you provide for the pollinators, and in return, they pollinate your plants, promoting biodiversity and contributing to a healthier planet. With these tips, you are well on your way to creating a haven for these buzzing heroes. So roll up your sleeves, let your creativity blossom, and embark on this enchanting journey of creating a pollinator garden. The bees, butterflies, and birds are waiting to call your garden their home. It's time to roll up your sleeves and get your hands dirty. Let's dig into the specific gardening practices that benefit pollinators. First up, planting in clusters. This practice is a win-win for both you and the pollinators. Not only do clusters of flowers create a stunning visual impact in your garden, but they also act as a beacon for our winged friends. By grouping similar flowers together, you make it easier for pollinators to find and access their food source, saving them precious energy. Next on the agenda, avoiding pesticides. While it may be tempting to reach for a quick fix to protect your plants, remember that pesticides can be harmful to pollinators. Instead, consider natural alternatives like introducing beneficial insects or using organic, pollinator-friendly options. This way you can keep your garden healthy and buzzing with life. Another crucial practice is to incorporate plants that bloom at different times throughout the year. This ensures a continuous food source for pollinators. Think of your garden as a year-round buffet for bees, butterflies, and birds. Spring bloomers like crocuses and daffodils kickstart the season, followed by summer delights such as sunflowers and coneflowers. As the days grow shorter, let autumn stars like goldenrod and asters take the stage, providing late-season nectar. Last but not least, consider the needs of different pollinators. Some bees, for instance, prefer to nest in the ground, while others look for hollow stems or wood cavities. Butterflies need sunny, sheltered spots for rest and warmth. By creating diverse habitats in your garden, you are setting the table for a wide range of pollinators. Remember, the key to a pollinator-friendly garden is diversity and sustainability. By embracing these practices, you're not just creating a beautiful garden, but also contributing to the health of our planet. So let's get gardening. Scene script. Hear from those who've successfully created pollinator paradises in their own backyards. First up, we have renowned ecologist Sarah, who's been studying pollinators for over 20 years. She's a firm believer in the power of native plants. By planting native species, she says, you're not only providing food for pollinators, you're also restoring habitats that have been lost to urbanization and agriculture. Next, we have James, a landscaper with a passion for sustainable gardening. He recommends creating a layered garden with a mix of trees, shrubs, and flowers. This diversity provides pollinators with different types of food and shelter throughout the year, he explains. Then there's Emily, a backyard gardener who has transformed her small urban space into a pollinator haven. It's not about the size of your garden, she says, it's about the variety of plants you have. Even a few pots on a balcony can make a difference. We also have an insight from entomologist Dr. Patel, who emphasizes the importance of water sources for pollinators. A shallow dish with a few pebbles can act as a miniature watering hole, he says, but remember to change the water regularly to prevent mosquitoes. Finally, we hear from Anna, a veteran birder who loves to watch hummingbirds flit around her garden. Planting flowering trees and shrubs that produce nectar throughout the year will attract these beautiful birds, she advises, and don't forget to provide them with nesting materials like twigs and leaves. Each of these individuals, in their own unique ways, have created environments that not only support pollinator populations, but also contribute to the overall health of our planet. They've experienced firsthand the joy of watching butterflies flutter, bees buzz, and birds sing in their gardens. As you can see, the joy of creating a space that supports these vital creatures is immeasurable. So are you ready to transform your backyard into a buzzing, blooming, bird-filled paradise? The pollinators and the planet will thank you. You're now equipped with the knowledge to transform your garden into a buzzing haven for pollinators. Let's quickly run through what we've learned together. We've discovered the crucial role that pollinators such as bees, butterflies, and birds play in our ecosystems, and how our gardens can serve as safe havens for these incredible creatures. Remember, each plant you introduce, each water source you provide, and every pesticide you avoid using contributes to the survival and flourishing of these vital species. We've explored how to design a pollinator garden that's not only beautiful but also functional. Selecting native plants, providing water sources, and creating sheltered areas for nesting and protection are key steps in this process. These strategies not only attract a variety of pollinators, but also ensure they have the resources they need to thrive. We've delved into specific gardening practices that benefit pollinators, like planting in clusters and incorporating plants that bloom at different times to provide continuous food sources. These practices, coupled with the avoidance of harmful pesticides, can drastically improve the health and diversity of your local pollinator populations. Finally, we've heard from expert gardeners and ecologists who shared their insights on the importance of pollinators and how best to support their populations. Their experiences serve as a reminder that each of us can make a difference, right in our own backyards. But remember, this journey doesn't end here. With every new season, there's an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to make your garden even more welcoming for our pollinator friends. So why wait? Start planting those seeds, setting up those water sources, and creating those sheltered areas. Begin your journey today, and don't forget to share your experiences or questions about creating pollinator-friendly spaces in the comments. Together, we can make a difference for pollinators and for our planet.